Now let's talk about installing MySQL. So for installation, I have given you a link. So you just open this link here. And if you want to install the same version as mine, you can do 6.3.9, but there are more latest version like 8 version 80.15. It's up to you which one you want to follow. I'm using this one because I installed way long back. So you can install the download installer from this download button. And once you finish the installation, you will have MySQL like this. So I will close this one again and open that again. MySQL Workbench 6.3. And maybe you don't see anything here. This is what I made, so I will delete it for you. Delete all connections. Now when you open the MySQL, it is blank like this. Okay, so the first connection we are going to make by click this plus, and it will ask you the connection name. You can give anything. For example, I give code and compile. That is my name, and I'll prefer to put this small. And connection method is TCP/IP. I prefer to have Ethernet connection, so TCP/IP is the most favorable one. Host name, here you can define the IP address, or you can leave it as default 127.0.0.1, or you can also write localhost. That is the same thing, localhost or 127.0.0.1, and localhost is the same. Port number, this is predefined for MySQL queries, so 3306, let it be default. This is the port by which we communicate the databases. Okay, if you don't know much about port, you can Google it. What is the port address, why it is being used? You can find many information. Username by default is root, and I will not change it. And password, maybe once you install the MySQL, it will ask you for the password. So the password which you entered during the first time during the installation, you should remember that. That is the same password. That's it. You don't have to change anything. Localhost root password is already stored in my computer because I already installed it. So click test connection, and now it will ask me the password. So I will enter my password and click OK. Now it says successfully made the MySQL connection. This should be confirmation that your connection is secure or it's successful. Click OK. That's fine for me, and I click OK. So my first connection is made. Username is root. This is the localhost 3306. That's my name. So I'll click on that, and it will ask me if you want to change anything, edit, configure. No, nothing. I will just click connect, and it will connect and open a window like this. Okay. And you may find this SYS as a default schema. It's called a schemas here. So default schemas in which you will have a table, views, procedures, and functions. We only consider the tables here. So maybe when you open this one, you will not find any tables. These are the tables which I already made, but I will make a small table for you. So right click on the table, click create table. Okay, when you create the table, here you have to give the table name. I will give test, that's my first table. And then I will write here column name and data type. So I will define the columns in my table. Let's see, the first column is ID. Data type, let it be integer. And this is called PK. This is called primary key. Now primary key means the value in the column ID cannot be same in different columns. Okay, this will be a unique ID. I mean, if my column ID has value 1, the row 1 has, okay, I will explain you in the testing, but this is like a primary key which is unique. You cannot duplicate the values of the column. Okay. Second, let's say I will write price, and the price cannot be a character. I will take as an integer. Okay, so I have two columns, ID and price, and ID is primary key. You can see here primary key, and not null means the value in the ID cannot be 0. The value in the price can be 0 because I did not check that. So it's up to you. So click apply, click OK, apply, finish. So this wizard has created a table. So if you see this table here, we have a test. Now let's see the value inside it. So what you have to do is right click, select rows, and you see the value is nothing inside. Now when you see, when I click right click and select, there is a command select star from sys.test. Now select star means this command will show all the values inside the table from sys, which is your schema, dot test, which means the table test. Okay, now let's see, we want to enter the value in this one. Okay, what I will do is I will remove this one, and the simplest way is, if you don't know SQL, right click this test and go to send to SQL editor, insert statement. So we are putting the values. So it says insert into SYS is the schema, test is the table, ID and price is the column, ID and price, values. Now what I want to put the values, I will put the first ID 1 and the value I will put is, let's say, 45. So ID 1 45, and I will execute the script. So once I execute the script, I have to see the values again. So what I will do is I will right click and select. So you see the values here, 1 and 45. Let's add another value. Now you see here, if I let it be 1 and I enter 67 and I execute the script, you see there is an error here. Duplicate entry for primary key. We cannot have 1 2 times in the column of ID. That's the thing I was talking about. So you have to change it to 2, and then I will execute the script and execute the script to see the value entered. So we have 267. Okay, now let me just write the script. You can on the bottom of this one, and let's add for 3. Now this 2 scripts will execute one after the other, so I will see the value as well after entering. Now we have 389. So similarly 411, so 411 is here, or 578. So you have understood how to insert the value in the SQL. Now we also have more commands. Let's see, we have another command. First was select all. Okay, select rows was to see the values, insert was to insert the value, and update is to update the value. For example, I say that I want to change this value of 89 to 45. So ID 3 should be 45. So when I see the update syntax, it says set. So I will not check the ID. Set the price, because we are changing the price of 89 to 45. Price to 45, where ID is equivalent to 3. So where ID is 3, it will change the value to 45. And I will put this command as well below this to get the values instantly. So update price 45 where ID is 3. So it will update this 89 to 45 where ID is 3. Let's see that. So you see this is updated. Similarly, we can update the price of, let's say, ID 1 to 25 where ID is 1 and execute. So this is changed. So you have seen that how to see the value using select, how to insert the value using insert, and how to update the value using update. Similarly, we can also delete the values. So I make one more column, and here I will write delete statement. Delete from system text where, now where, let's say I want to delete the last ID, the last row, where I will just say ID is equivalent to 5, and I will copy this one again, paste here. So let's execute it. So you see the last ID is gone. If I say where ID is equivalent to 2, execute, 2 is gone. So that's how you can delete the ID, delete the rows. You can add the rows, update the rows. So this was the basic about MySQL. These 4 statements are very important: insert, update, select, and delete. Now there are many more ways to add the values. You can use where clause in a different way. You can take an average, you can take a sum. There are many different commands of SQL, which I will, if you're really interested in that, you can just go to, there are many websites to learn MySQL. For example, if you go to W3 Schools, it's a good website for learning SQL. You can learn SQL from here, I'm pretty sure. Where is SQL? Yeah, learn SQL. And here you can see all the commands of SQL, and you can learn it from here. They have several quiz as well to understand that. Okay, but in this kata we don't have to dig too much about SQL. I'm just going to explain you how to use this SQL in our visualizing screen. So basically I am using this data table in which we have these value in my Scala screen here. Okay, so this was about how we can install the MySQL database and understand the basic commands of MySQL. Okay, so this video was about that. In the next video, I will tell you, this table is already linked, but I will tell you how to link this table which we just made in our SCADA screen, how to link the MySQL database to Ignition SCADA. Okay, that we will see in the next video. Thank you for watching.